Hey guys, Scott here. Today I want to talk about my experiences with the MMR test that just happened and how I think that it is a possible thing that could work if they give us a couple of concessions. So, first off, I'm obviously not a huge fan of MMR in this game. Like, I treat this game very casually. This is just my, you know, barely look at the screen and talk to chat kind of game. But I understand the counterpoints that people make that the only reason I'm able to do that is because I'm going against potatoes, because most people are just potatoes. And the reason that happens is because matchmaking is not accurate. So I understand that. And I understand the counterpoint of, well, you're complaining about wanting to have to go against equally skilled players. And I get that too. The thing is, though, everybody knows that at high level, this game breaks apart completely unless you're like a Nurse or Spirit. It just doesn't work. And that's one of the main problems I have, because basically, unless I just play Nurse or Spirit, I'm not really going to be able to 4K every game or even any more in general. And that's one thing. I suppose I'll have to redefine what my idea of a win is, because to me, it's always been a 4K. But if I'm going against extremely good teams all the time with no weak links, and I'm not playing one of the best killers, it's almost impossible to actually 4K your game. So that's just the balance of DBD, and everyone knows that's how it is right now. But that's just what we're gonna have to deal with. The thing is, though, a lot of people always say, well, okay, then they're going to finally see that at a high level, these killers don't work, and they're going to finally change things. No, they're not. They don't care about the high level. Like, this is not actually going to change the balance of the game. It's just going to make people that are actually playing it a long time and they've gotten good at it, it's just going to make their experience worse. That's it. That's all it's going to do. They're not actually going to suddenly, hey, we're just cranking out balance patches every 2 months now. They're not going to do that. It's just going to be the same shit. So I never understood that point. But let me go over how I think I would be okay with MMR in its current state. First off, I think the most important thing is transparency. We don't know what the hell we're being graded on still. We don't even know what a win is still. It's been 5 years. We don't know how to win a match of DBD. If it's just basically the pip system, if that's what it is, then at high MMR, the killer is basically never ever going to win unless they're Nurse or Spirit. It's never going to happen. So if it's based on that, it's flawed at high level. If it's based on the amount of kills you get, well, that's easy to get like 2 kills, so that's not right. Is it based on survivor escapes? Is it about the points they make? There's so many possible variables. Like, does it account for add-ons? Is it grading an Oni with Top Knot and Crutch versus an Oni with no add-ons the same? Because that wouldn't be fair. Is it accounting for even the map? Is it accounting for the map RNG? There is so many variables that can completely fuck a better player over or reward a worse player. So I just want some transparency on what the hell they're just actually grading people on. Because it seems like I have no idea what they could possibly be doing that on. It can't be something as simple as how many kills you get, because that would obviously not work, and it can't be based on solely escapes, right? Because that wouldn't work. So that's my number one complaint right now. I just want transparency, to trust that it's a good system that's actually, making it accurate in determining skill. Now, on the other hand, when I played Demogorgon during this test, I was getting essentially only good teams. Every once in a while, I would get, a matchmaking blunder or whatever, and I would get complete babies. But almost every one of my games, how I always say, it doesn't matter because you don't really go against tournament squads very often, so who cares? It got to the point where I was not necessarily tournament squads, but players that were, nearly at that level almost every game. And when that happens, yeah, the fundamental balance of the game breaks down unless you're Nurse or Spirit. So that ends up being a punishment to people that have mains. So if you, main a killer, or like me, I've been playing Demogorgon every day for the past 2 months, your matches are going to be significantly harder than if you're a person that just sort of plays, one killer and just switches to a different killer a bunch. Because that's just typically just sort of how MMR works. So if you have a main, you're going to get basically punished with harder matches. Now, I keep saying punished when, someone from the other side of this argument can say, you're not being punished, you're actually getting even matches for once. But the thing is, though, it takes a certain, it takes a lot to get to that level to be able to, go against, the tournament level teams all the time. It's somewhat of an accomplishment, I think, to get to that level. And I think if you're going to have to deal with extremely hard matches, because, like I said, at high level, the game just fundamentally breaks down unless you're Nurse or Spirit. It just doesn't really work properly. It's not balanced. It's never been balanced for that. And I don't think the devs will ever balance it for that. So I think for people that are having to just deal with that level of it, people that are dealing with, the fact that the game is not balanced at that level, if you're playing anyone with Nurse or Spirit, I think there should be some type of concession for having to basically deal with that shit now. And it can be very simple. Like something as simple as a blue legacy skin for like the top 50 of a killer per month or whatever, like 3 months or whatever the season is, whatever they go by. I think something as simple as that would be great. I think that's all you would really have to do. Because now if I'm going to be having to play sweaty every game, I don't want to do that. And it sucks because I don't want to do that. I get nothing for it. There's no reward for it. It's just a lose-lose situation no matter what. But if there was like just some type of like just shitty blue legacy skin or like a fucking hat I can put, just something. Just give me a little, just sprinkle my balls a little bit with something. And I think I'd be a lot more okay with it. Because then, I'd be dealing with, sweaty games every time. Because like, I don't play sweaty. I just, I really don't. I don't like camp or tunnel unless it's like absolutely necessary and the game's about to end or something like that. I really try to play as nice as possible. If you watch my streams, you know that. So I don't want to play like I'm in a tournament, but it's sort of putting me in these games where I have to do that if I want to actually win. And that's the part I don't like. It's basically forcing me to play sweatier than I want to. So if I have to do that, if that's the case, then just give me something. Just give everyone that's in this situation something. It's not just me or even content creators, just good players in general that are not necessarily sweaty, but they're just good and they don't want to have to, deal with the shit every single game. Just give us something. I think I'd actually be kind of okay with MMR then, because at least I'd be sweating and, not having as much fun, but at least I would get something for it, And that's why I said I think, even if they made MMR visible or something like that too, that would also, do it as well. Because I'd be like, all right, I'm dealing with the shit, but at least look, I'm proud of what I've got because I've gotten to this level or whatever, something like that. You don't even have to make it like an actual visible MMR. Just do it like, how CSGO does it. You're a global elite Demogorgon or something like that. Or, in StarCraft, you're a Grandmaster. Like, just give us like categories that say you're, in this level. And I think that would be enough. I think that's a fair concession to make. That way I get to have my balanced matches. People can't bitch about me like wanting easier matches and things like that. And then I get something so I don't feel like I'm just like, I have to sweat every game now. One more thing. I don't understand that one counterpoint people make that I just want easy matches. No, it's not I just want easy matches. I just don't want only sweaty matches. I don't think people realize how draining it would be to play for 4 or 5 hours a day and just only have sweat matches every game. It's actually draining. I play this game for fun and to chill, not to like stress the fuck out. And it's not really going to be a good experience. And the thing is, if I wanted to just basically bully new players, I can do it. With the MMR system, I can just pick the killers I don't play much. I just play Doctor or Billy or Nurse or like any of the killers I don't play much. Fuck, if I play the Twins, I will literally go against like Baby's first game. So if I want to bully players, I can. I can do whatever the fuck I want, but I don't want to do that. I want to play the killers that I like to play, and I think it'd be fair if there was some type of concession for it. So overall, I think there should be some type of reward, even if it's not visible MMR, just some type of limited thing that highest MMR people get in the region. And I think they should be more transparent on how it actually works. If they do both of those things, I think I will have far less of a problem with it. And that's the thing. I've heard like mixed responses from other people. Some people say they're having a great time with it and it seems really good. Some people are having the worst time ever and their matches are all over the place. So this is assuming it's even good for people. This whole video is about if it is working perfectly for everybody else. If that's the case, then this video applies. If it's not working for everybody else, then it doesn't matter anyway. It's just objectively shit. So, yeah, I think that's it. Overall, MMR, I think, is not good for the game, but if it makes everybody's games better, except the highest level or whatever, that's fine. Just give those people, I think, something so it's, they don't have to just suffer, essentially. Because, like I said, the game breaks down at the highest level when you get to a certain, amount of skill, unless you're Nurse or Spirit. So, I think rewarding people that have to deal with that shit and that are not Nurse or Spirit would be a good thing. I'm talking in circles now, so I think I'll end it here, but that is it, guys. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.